Hey there, I'm your asset protector, and I want to tell you that when you're talking about legacy, it isn't just money that you're passing down. Here is what you're also passing down. When we talk about legacy, most people think about money, but let me tell you, your legacy is much deeper than money. It's much deeper than your bank account. It's much deeper than the things, the cars, the jewelry, all of that stuff. It's much deeper than that. Let's talk about values, wisdom, and principles, or lack thereof. That's what you're all passing down, for real, for real. That's what you're giving your next generation. You're telling your next generation that we've set it up for you, and this is what you should be doing, because your children are going to repeat what they see you doing. You realize that when you're raising your own children, a lot of your child rearing you got from your parents. And some of the things that your parents taught you may not line up with the values that you really want to put into your children today. So put an asterisk beside that and make sure that you monitor that. It's not just your money, it's those values, those lessons, even recipes, homemade recipes, how to do certain things, certain sayings, certain images that goes with families, like keeping up with the Joneses. You always thought keeping with the Joneses, it's like the Joneses had it going on somehow. But during this business, I've encountered quite a few Joneses. And baby, them Joneses ain't got it going on like they portray themselves to be or how they fooled you. Sometimes it's good to be a Smith, or in my case, a Williams, or a Moody, or Moore, or a Hedgepeth, or whatever you are. Just be that and be good at that. Teaching values that you can pass down to your family. What works for the Joneses might not work for the Smiths. It might not work for the Mileses or the Greens. You get the point? So, number one, a legacy is a mindset. That's what legacy is. It's not just a balance sheet. Your children inherit not just your assets, your money, your things, but they also inherit your attitudes, your beliefs, and your habits. They already got your looks. Good, bad, or indifferent. They already got your looks. And if you don't teach that mindset, they may lose the money that you leave them behind. In other words, as my mother said, charity starts at home and spreads abroad. If you don't teach your children and your grandchildren and your family how to handle money, guess what? It's gonna leave out of their hands, just like water falling out of a sifter. See, true legacy is preparing your heirs for wealth and how to handle that wealth with wisdom. You can leave them money, but if you don't leave them mental strength, it won't last. You can leave them money, but if you don't leave them mental strength, in other words, how to handle that money, how to invest that money, how to grow that money, how to minimize paying taxes and things of that nature, if they don't learn that, it's a waste of time. You might as well just give your money to charity. Wisdom is the most undervalued asset that you can give your children or your heirs. Your life lessons are priceless, especially the ones that you learn through your struggles. Share your wins and losses. Share your struggles and share what you would do differently or what you would have done differently. Document your story through videos and journaling. You should keep a journal. Everyone should have a journal. I keep a journal. You should keep a grateful journal. And that's what lets you know what your progress is. And share that through family talks, or when you have pep talks, or, grandparents sit down and they share wisdom. A lot of that's not happening today because grandparents are getting younger and younger and not really leaving anything to the children as far as knowledge and information, recipes, values, and things like that. We need to get back to that. The next generation should not have to learn everything the hard way. You already did that for them. My brother used to tell me when I was young, and my brother is now deceased, and I still carry and cherish values and teach lessons that I learned from him along the way. But he would say, bro, I've already learned that for you. I've already figured that out. You ain't got to figure that out. I've already done it. And I understand what he's saying is that wisdom is what taught him. Have you ever heard that saying that a wise person learns from the mistakes of others, but a fool learns from his own mistakes? You don't have to learn from your mistakes. These things have already been tried and true. And what I'm telling you is what works. Don't neglect the truth for what feels good. Take the truth for what it is and grow from it. Principles protect wealth longer than paperwork. You see, a trust or a will is quite powerful, as we know, and I teach it all the time. But family values is what preserves your wealth, how to handle money. You can leave that money to the children. You can leave it to whomever, but if they don't have sense enough and they don't have a value system that lines up with how to keep up with money, guess what? As my mom used to say, take the money and tie it to a pig's tail and tell him suing. You know? So have some sense with it. Don't be a clean fool. Teach principles like discipline, giving, and stewardship, and purpose. And stewardship is simply knowing how to be a good keeper or handler of your things, if it's money or if it's your car. If you loan your car to someone and you see that they like to kick up wheels and do donuts, what do you think they're going to do when they turn the corner with your car? You tell them. See, legacy is lived daily. It's not just a legal document. What you live is what they'll remember, and what you teach is what they'll apply and multiply. You don't teach them nothing, subtraction. Teach them addition, another form of multiplication. So, in a nutshell, you understand the value of teaching and leaving valuable information and those tools that are going to help them to carry through to make good, wise decisions with the money that you're going to leave them. Be a blessing to your family, but teach them what to do. You know, when I was a kid, my mom would take us to the store, and she was saying, when you get in there, don't ask for nothing. So she gave us those rules. Or you go to someone's house, if they offer you some food, tell them, no ma'am, no sir, I've already eaten. And sometimes my stomach, be just boiling, and I want that food. But my mother was teaching me not to go somewhere eating up everybody's food. One, sometimes people don't have enough, and two, everyone are not clean with their food preparation. And number three, some people are just downright mean. And just because they smile in your face don't mean they won't hurt your children or even you. So it taught us to not to go someplace. In fact, teach your children to go somewhere. I'll tell you this. Feed your children before they leave home. Feed your children before they leave home, and they won't have to be asking us. One day, they could get in the wrong pot, and it could be devastating. So, if you're ready to protect more than just your money, then let's create a legacy together, one that lasts, one that works, and let's do it today. Reach out to me on my website, www.unitedprospera.com, and let's build something meaningful, and let's do that together today. I'm the Asset Protector saying, let's go, baby. See you on the next video. Bye for now.